Hey, I hope this finds you well, and I just wanted to thank you for tuning in. Um, have you ever noticed how fear can be such a powerful force in our lives? As I've observed in not only my life, but in the lives of those that I love, I have seen it just work havoc and bring such despair. And so I just thought it would be helpful to share a few verses for you from the epistle of First John in chapter number 4, beginning in verse number 16. It says, "So we have come to know and to believe the love that God has for us. God is love. And whoever abides in love abides in God, and God abides in him. By this is love perfected with us, so that we may have confidence for the day of judgment, because as he is, so also are we in this world. Therefore, there is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. For fear has to do with punishment, and whoever fears has not been perfected in love." Well, just make a few observations for you that I hope will be an encouragement to you. He starts off the conversation here in this passage, and he says that he says, we've come to know. And so the first thing we have to know about this is, man, you got to know. You have to know that God loves you. But there's a step beyond just knowing on an experiential level. He calls us to both know and to believe. And that takes it just beyond the level of experience, or from knowing intellectually to the level of experience or to the level of intimacy. He says, and this is what we both know and we believe, that the love that God has for us. So I just want you to stop and remember, God richly loves you. And you might say, well, I don't feel worthy of that love. And friends, none of us really should feel worthy of that love. He doesn't love us because of something we have to offer him, or something we've done for him, or something that somehow has made us worthy. He loves us simply because we are his. And when we live in that love, when we believe that is true, then it begins to transform how we live in the world. And he says, God is love. God just doesn't have love. God just doesn't feel love for you. It is one of the very most important attributes of who God is. God is love. Who he is love. And the cross is the undeniable evidence of that. You say, how could God love me? Well, you just look at the cross, and that's the evidence of his love. And he says, now here's the important thing for us to continue. He says, and whoever abides in love abides in God, and God abides in him. Don't let that word abide be confusing. It simply means to live in, or to find life in. And he says, so the person who lives in the love of God also lives in God, and God lives in him. And he's trying to draw us into a deeper experience of the love of God. So every day, no matter what confronts us, no matter what storm we seem to be going through, no matter what concerns we might have for the future, what are we supposed to do? Live in the love of God. And remember that God, who is love, lives in me, and I live in him. And now all I desire is that he might live through me. And how does that change everything? He says, by this is love perfected. By this is love made complete or whole with us, so that we may have confidence in the day of judgment. Because as he is, so also are we in this world. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. For fear has to do with punishment, and whoever fears has not been perfected in love. And that simply means is, listen, some people are looking at the day of the judgment and full of fear. And he's saying, oh, they're only living in fear of the day of judgment because they're not experiencing the wholeness, the completeness that they have in God's love. And so first, know that God loves you. And then believe that God loves you. He loves you not for what you do, but for who you are in him. And then just say, I'm going to live each moment of each day knowing that he loves me and that his love is in me and I'm in him. And I want his love to be expressed through me each day. I don't know the future. I don't know all the storms of life, but I know this: at the end of this earthly life, I have no fear of judgment, because he already took all of my punishment on the cross. He took all of my condemnation. He absorbed all of my shame. There is no fear in judgment. So we don't have a spirit of fear, but one of confidence. Not because our performance has been perfect, but his surely was. And so let him cast out any fear you may have, because you are the object of his love. And let that love make you whole, make you complete, be perfected in you. Well, he does love you, friend. So live in that love. And if you know someone who's been captivated by fear, send this on to them and encourage them that they might know and believe that they are loved, and live in that love and know that they are in God and God is in them. So there's no fear of judgment because he took it all for us. Well, you have a great day. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I encourage you to do so you can receive notification every time we put out a word of encouragement. I love you. Have a great day.